I knew my marriage was over the moment I found the property deed hidden behind my husband's golf clubs. His signature, another woman's name beside it, and a note, 5 words that shattered me. She deserves this more? Harper. My name is Harper Lane. And for most of my adult life, I believed I had built something solid. Love, stability, trust. After losing my parents young, I craved permanence, and marrying Ethan felt like anchoring myself to something safe. Our home was warm, lit by soft yellow lamps and the smell of old books. The kind of place where rain hitting the windows felt comforting. Not lonely. I worked remotely, typing stories on my laptop while Ethan handled the finances. I trusted him completely, never imagining that silence, when given too much power, could become a weapon. The tension didn't start loud. It started with quiet things. A closed office door, muted phone calls, footsteps in the hallway late at night, a glance that lasted too long on a text message he wouldn't show me. Ethan began working late 3 times a week, always returning home smelling faintly of cologne he never wore around me. The way he'd step into the house, hesitation first, then a careful exhale, felt wrong. As if he was rehearsing the version of himself he needed to be for me. But what truly began to pull on the threads of my sanity was the sudden switch in his generosity toward his family, especially his younger sister, Brianna, who seemed to orbit our lives like a quiet shadow. Brianna had always been distant with me, polite but emotionally unavailable, and Ethan defended her constantly. One rainy afternoon, I overheard them talking in the kitchen. I paused in the hallway, my heart tapping against my ribs. "Just trust me," Ethan whispered. Brianna hissed back, "She cannot find out until it's done." I stepped away before I could hear more, my breathing shaky, my palms numb. Something was happening. Something involving my husband. Something involving property. Something involving me being kept in the dark. The turning point came on a Thursday. I had gone into the garage searching for a box of winter blankets, brushing past dusty shelves stacked with old files. That's when I saw it, an envelope, thick, marked with Ethan's handwriting. Inside was a property deed, a 2-acre land plot we had toured together months ago. The land I imagined building our dream home on someday. But instead of my name, it read, owner, Ethan Lane and Brianna Lane. My chest caved in. Underneath the deed was a note, hastily written. "She deserves this more, Harper. It's family." When Ethan came home that evening, I stood in the living room holding the deed. The room was dim, the only light coming from the hallway lamp. He froze the moment he saw the paper in my hand. "Harper, I can explain. Explain why you bought our dream land with your sister." My voice cracked. "Explain why you gave away 1/4 of our joint savings without telling me." He rubbed his face, pacing. "You wouldn't understand. Brianna needs." "I don't care what she needs." I snapped. "You don't get to betray your wife for her." Brianna stepped into the doorway. Then, her arms crossed, posture cold. "You never supported Ethan's family, Harper. You act like you're owed everything." My jaw trembled. This was my money too. Ethan's eyes hardened, not with anger, but resolve. I made the decision that felt right. Brianna is blood. You're my wife, yes, but not family? I whispered. He swallowed, silent, and that silence broke something ancient and fragile inside me. The fallout was brutal. Ethan slept in the guest room. Conversations turned transactional, about bills, work schedules, groceries, but never about us. Brianna visited more often, treating the house like she already owned half of it. When I tried to discuss the betrayal, Ethan insisted I was being dramatic. "It's just land," he muttered. "No," I said, "it's trust, and you signed it away." His phone lit up constantly with messages from Brianna. Did she calm down? We need to finish paperwork. Don't let her drag this out. Paperwork. What paperwork? One night, I finally learned the truth. A message preview flashed across Ethan's screen while he slept. Once Harper signs the marital quitclaim, everything will be clean. Quitclaim. He wanted me to sign away my rights to our assets without ever telling me. I shook him awake. Why is your sister talking about a quitclaim? I demanded. His eyes opened slowly, guilt flickering across them before he hid it behind irritation. It's just a precaution. Brianna and I are building something. It's easier legally if your wife stops existing on paper. Brianna appeared the next morning, acting smug, as if my life were a chess game she was winning. You should think about your future, she said calmly. Ethan's trying to protect you too. By disowning me financially? I shot back. She tilted her head. By simplifying things. I realized then, this wasn't just betrayal. This was a takeover. That night, I sat alone in the living room, rain slamming against the windows in frantic bursts. I stared at the deed, the paperwork, everything he tried to hide. I thought about my mother's voice, the one memory that always stayed with me. Never let love make you small. I had shrunk myself, quietly, faithfully, believing marriage meant trust. But now trust was a knife pressed to my throat. So I made my choice. The next morning, I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I hired a lawyer. Within days, Ethan was served divorce papers before he could trick me into signing anything. My lawyer froze the joint accounts, blocked the property transfer, and halted the quitclaim. Ethan stormed into the house, furious. Harper, what the hell are you doing? You're destroying everything. No, I said softly. You already did. I'm just saving what's left of me. He stared at me like he was seeing a ghost of the woman he thought he could control. And for the first time, I felt powerful. Months later, the house feels quieter, but honest. The divorce finalized in my favor because the court ruled the attempted transfer of marital assets as bad faith financial manipulation. The property deed was voided. The land returned to joint marital ownership, then sold. Half the profit deposited into my account. Brianna cut ties with Ethan after realizing his legal mess would drag her down. Poetic justice, in a way. I moved into a small apartment overlooking the city. Nothing extravagant, but it's mine. The walls are bare, but they feel like possibility. Sometimes I stand by the window, thinking about the woman I used to be, the wife who believed that love meant sacrificing without receiving, the woman who thought loyalty meant silence. Now, I know better. Betrayal doesn't always arrive with lipstick stains or late-night texts. Sometimes it comes disguised as family obligations and practical decisions. But betrayal is betrayal, and I survived it. Some endings are painful, but necessary. Money didn't change me. It revealed them. Tell me, what would you have done in my place?
And that's how everything unfolded. If you've made it this far, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. We truly read every single one of them. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Reddit Diaries to support the channel and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Your support means the world to us.